Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to my channel, Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that are subscribing over on the Patreon channel, thank you so very, very much for your subscriptions. Moving forward from now on, I've included all of sort of the caveats of how to support the channel and things that you need to know about my readings in the video description below on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this, read the video description if you want to know how to support the channel in different ways. Also, know that these readings are here to support you and help you, but not necessarily make the decision for you. So please read the video description just so that you're aware of the purpose of these readings, and that I always suggest please use your highest intelligence and intuition when making your decision. All right, so let's get into this reading for the collective and find out what's going on. This is originally created for Tuesday, March 2nd. It's not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a date that's different than that, that's okay. You might be seeing it exactly when you need to be seeing it. Just remain open and listen to the information and see if it applies to your life. Let's see what's going on here. What does the cards want us to know? All right, so we have the Page of Wands. Again with that red color. This is a new deck to me. This is the Tarot of Mystical Moments by Katrine Wells. I think, right, yes, Wells Stein. The unboxing video is on my unboxing video playlist if you want to watch it to see the other cards that are in this deck. It's a very interesting deck, and I'm just noticing these red tones from yesterday's cards too, which was the first of the month when we first shifted over into this. There just seems to be this connection to the color red. It takes me to this place of being sort of action-oriented, desire, wanting to move forward, right? That sort of element of flame or wands. This is also a wands card, right? We have the Page of Wands. Pages are always enthusiastic, usually youthful. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign that's of the younger age. That might be somebody that's coming across from your path during this day that you might need to pay attention to or deal with. The interesting thing about this Page of Wands, he's got that sort of staff, but he's also looking at it with a lot of, through that, not microscope, but magnifying glass. And to me, it makes me wonder, like, do we need to be paying extra close attention today? That's sort of the vibe that I'm getting from this card. It feels like, pages don't necessarily always have all of the answers, but they're always open to learning. There's an optimism and an enthusiasm to them that's always good. There's a willingness with the Page of Wands to want to take action on something, but we might need to pause even if the action is sort of, like bubbling under the surface for us. Like we want to make a move, we want to do something specific, but I'm really drawn to that magnifying glass in this card. It's like we want to maybe have some further information, some further details, a closer look at whatever it is that we're desiring, whatever it is that we're seeking. Is it going to be the thing that brings us success, happiness, what we're assuming it's going to bring to us? I also feel, and it's kind of funny, that toucan down there in the corner, the bird, I feel like he's whispering something to this page. Like, it's almost like the vibe that I'm getting here is it's like, are you sure you really want this? So that might be a question we might want to ask ourselves, because sometimes the page needs to understand this. Then if we're sure that the thing is, and for each of you it's going to be a different thing that you want or that you desire, right? Because the wands element would be about taking action and desire. But this sort of like studying things from afar and trying to make a decision, trying to like gather all the facts, trying to maybe do a little bit of detective work on what it is like our next steps need to be. I feel like gathering our information is going to be important today in maintaining a steady path towards whatever it is that we want, whatever the whatever it is that might excite us or intrigue us, right? Yesterday we had that Wheel of Fortune card, which speaks to that idea that we have big opportunities this week. I believe, what were the cards from? I just pulled the page from. I know that the card for the end of the day, or sorry, the end of the beginning of the week card was that Six of Wands. So again, I like that this Page of Wands is here because it's sort of within that element of the Wand suit. And that Six of Wands indicates sort of like a celebration or an achievement of some sort. And I feel like to get this achievement, and each one of you, your achievement is going to be different. Your desire is going to be different, but your focus is there. If we maintain this focus with an open mind, like the page, we could very well, have it as we move through the week, or at least have a better sense or idea of what it is we want, or how it is we're going to take steps to get it. I do feel like that toucan, though, is not a warning, but just sort of I don't know if it's a guide on our shoulder or a inner voice, in our ear saying, is that really the right way? Are you sure? And then us taking a little bit of a deeper look, or even a pause before taking action on a situation. It's almost like, if I was to attribute this to, say, myself, instead of speaking something out immediately, right, and taking action immediately, I feel like that toucan's going like, well, are you sure there's not maybe another way you can handle this? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like there might be a moment for pause here, which pausing is not necessarily what I associate with the wands, but that magnifying glass really has my attention. And looking a little bit deeper, looking behind the curtain, looking in between the lines, maybe looking at things through the shoes of somebody else, and understanding a little bit better maybe their intentions or why things are the way that they are, right? From there, we can then sort of learn something that would be page energy and be able to move forward towards that success that we're seeking. Now, here is the card from the Oracle of Mystical Moments. I paired these two together for March. This is Mermaid's Love. This is number 6, which I'll take that because we're looking at that Six of Wands as the end of the end card of the beginning of this week, right? So with Mermaid's Love, sixes are usually about balance. And with Mermaid's Love, let me look at this. I'm going to be honest. I feel like there's some sort of elusivity in this Mermaid's Love. And I feel like that's what that magnifying glass is that page is holding. And part of the reason why I say that is we have all of this blue in the Mermaid's Love card, right? And her hair is sort of blowing in her face, and she's facing away from him, and he's sort of facing her, but yet his face is towards us. So there's this funny, and I'll read the definition for Mermaid's Love in a moment, but I feel like there's this funny disconnection between them, even though they're sort of ethereal and in love. I feel like even the bird on top of his head feels like it's pointing in a direction away from the mermaid. So what I mean by this, and again, it goes back to that toucan of like, do we really want this? Are we sure this is really the thing that's going to bring us sort of the happiness that we think that it will? And mermaids, when you think about the mythology of mermaids, they can be very elusive creatures. They can be sort of dangerous things to love, right? And I'm not saying that we're in love with anything dangerous, but that sort of Sherlock Holmes moment that we're having with that Page of Wands is giving me pause here to say, wait, look a little bit closer. Is this really exactly the outcome that you want? Is this the thing that's really going to make you feel better or okay? Is this the thing that's really going to sort of complete you? The Mermaid's Love to me card kind of feels like the indication could be a no, right? If we look a little bit closer, sure, it might be how do I want to say this? It might feel good in the moment, but it's temporary. It's fleeting. There's a mysticalness, or both decks are called the mystical moments, but there is this sort of, even though they're connected, they feel apart in some weird way to me in that card. I don't know if you guys can feel that or sense that as you're looking at it yourselves, but to me, they are connected. They're holding hands. They may love each other, but that love has sort of died on the vine, or is not like 100% fully fledged. If there's a desire that we have that we're like trying to work towards, but it's not quite bringing us to exactly what we thought it would, it's that kind of a vibe. We might need to do a little bit more work or research, and that's that Page of Wands energy, into how to either deepen that love or make it more real, make it less, ephemeral, make it more practical or material. Does that make sense? Let me read Mermaid's Love. Love, partnership, support, and accord. A loving couple is shown on this card. The woman is a mermaid. Her hair and tail seem to float her through the sky. A man with feathers holds her hand. He grounds and protects her. He is her base. They are from different worlds, water and sky, but they are complete together, a perfect love union. Their differences make them stronger and balanced. They support each other in their own way, but always from a place of respect and love. So, I don't know why, but that Mermaid's Love to me feels like I get what they're saying, and I love that. I think that's a beautiful card. And I love how it's an element of like water and sky coming together, which are not natural components. But I feel like there is something that we need to look at here to make sure that indeed we're either handling it correctly, that we're taking the right steps, that we're aware of all of the information, that we're aware of all of the quote unquote, remember the stone for this week is knowledge. So are we aware of all of the knowledge of what we need to do or how we need to do to bring this in? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It can be wonderful. It could be all of those wonderful attributes that the Mermaid's Love card has with it, but it's going to take work. It's not like just going to be handed to us on a platter super easy is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. And then we have the grounding stone for the day, which is today's remember. Remember, this stone always takes me to the past. Right? This stone always makes me think about like who we are. We need to remember who we are. We need to remember what's happened to us in the past, how we've dealt with things in the past, how we've weathered things in the past, and allow our memories to be our guide, but not to allow them to dictate our present moment. And I think that's some of the sort of sleuth-like detective work that I feel like is going on in this Page of Wands. It's important to remember sort of where we come from and what we've dealt with, right? But also to not allow that to sort of indicate our present experience. And maybe this Mermaid's Love card for some of us could be something new that's rather foreign or scary or different or hard to manage right now. And so as the Page of Wands, we're trying to figure out the right fit for this. Like for some of you, this could be like a situation at work or a new relationship. But we need to remember sort of who we are, the skill set we have, what we know, right? Because that's the intelligence of the Page of Wands. But then also remain open to learning new things to make this sort of work. Ultimately, I kind of feel like that Mermaid's Love card could be a blessing for some of us if we're able to find the right combination or the way to make this work. Maybe even for some of us, this could be about remembering why it is we desire what we desire and why it is we want that, and holding that within our space and allowing that to be our guide towards our goal today. Ultimately, this underpinning grounding stone to all of this is that word knowledge. So remembering, where we're heading and why might be very important today. All right, that is your forecast for the day. I hope that makes sense. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Again, please read the video description. Everything's in there about how to support the channel. Also, just things that I want you to know as far as housekeeping rules and in regards to my readings. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in and take care. Bye-bye.